What's up, YouTube? I'm super tired after today, so I got to thinking, what could I do that's still remotely entertaining and not like a cheap thing to do? Guess what I thought of? I thought story time, that's what it's called, would be super like duper okay, especially since it's a spooky one. Like legit, it's like been a childhood fear of mine. So, before I get into that, I'd like to mention that a former student of mine, I don't know if you guys seen my very first video from like almost a year ago. That was like two videos ago. I am like a TA. I'm a bilingual TA, and I have students sometimes. There's students at my school, and there's a former student that commented on my recently new video. Her name is Olivia. Gonna keep it at that. And like 2 years ago, I believe it was either my very first full-time year or going into my second year, that she was a student at my school, and she drew me a picture of me of me as like, well, not as a unicorn, but like in a unicorn onesie, because I used to wear, well, I still do, I wear onesies on special event days, and like I have a onesie for like everything. But she drew me in a unicorn onesie, and let me tell you, it is very hard to find a unicorn onesie like the way she drew it. It's like the classic unicorn, and I am so miffed that I have not found anything remotely close to that except for this. 1 second. First, let me show you the picture, and then I'll show you the righteous item that I have that's like remotely close to what the picture looks like. So let me just cover up all names, and look at this. Look at this. Look at, yeah, my last name, whatever. Look at that. Look how cute. I'll probably like block this off. Yes. Look at it. Look how cute I am. Yeah, it says from and then her name, and look at that. Okay, so I am such a kid, and I used to be into like the Tokidoki unicorns, and so were the other kids, naturally, because they're children and I'm immature. But that being said, I saw this cute item when I was with my boyfriend at Toys R Us. Yes, we went into a Toys R Us, and let me tell you, it is the best thing ever. Look at me. Look at me. Look. I am so cute. And my Halloween shirt on, by the way. Sorry about that. You're literally on top of a Stitch and a Donald Duck Tsum Tsum. So that's what's propping you up, because I lost my tripod. Well, I didn't lose it. I left it at my boyfriend's house. So look at it! I'm gonna do the rest of the video with this hat on. Okay. It's so awesome, and it has like the rainbow like mohawk that I really like. Okay, so. Okay, listen up. So, story time. So a long time ago, when my brother still lived with us, like he was a teenager, and I was about, I want to say like 6 or 7, like I was super young, to the point where I was like, what in the world, what? And ever since he told the story, I will like never forget it. Because I'll tell you a second story that was not so funny. So, middle of the night, everyone's dead asleep, about 3 in the morning, because he wakes up and he looks at the clock, or at least like the TV. Oh my god, my eyeliner. Yeah, guys, it's been a long day. It's been a long, rough day. So, 3 a.m., he looks at the clock, and the only reason he wakes up, guys, listen up, the only reason he wakes up is because he hears psst. He just hears, yeah, no, I can't hear myself talk with the hat on, that sounds weird, but yeah. So, he hears someone whisper to him, like, hey, psst. I would freak the effing heck out, because, first of all, he said it wasn't a recognizable voice. So if you're in the middle of the night and you hear your mom or your dad like psst, like I don't know, maybe they have a distinct psst. But if you straight up hear an unrecognizable psst, and like you wake up, it's 3 a.m., there's nobody in your room, and you sit up. And as soon as you sit up, I should have said this before, but like right here, right above my brother's bed, he had a poster, and it was like framed, because my parents made us frame our like posters because they said that they weren't in like any living way putting a nail on the wall. So they made us frame our the push pins. Like they weren't about us putting 4 push pins on each corner. So they were like, we'll hang 1 nail up. And yeah, that's why we framed our posters as kids, because we're weird. But anyways, he had that, and it was a Scarface poster, FYI. And it just came crashing down, and it hit like this part, guys, like this part of the bed, and it shattered, and glass went all over his pillow. And as soon as that happened, he heard something laughing at him. He completely rushed out, and I was like an insomniac as a kid, and I was still awake watching, like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Disney Channel used to show like flashbacks, and like it was like a black and white show, and it showed like their old shows. Yeah, I don't know. I used to watch that when I was 5 then. Yeah, I was 5 because I was in pre-K, kindergarten, whatever. And it was the most confusing thing to me because I was awake, and I walked out or in to my brother rushing out of his room and into the hallway like and I'm like, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? It's 3 a.m. You know, like, what are you doing awake? And he's just like, go to sleep. And he's like kind of like laughing to himself. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And he tells me the story when I'm much older. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. You were probably asleep. You didn't hang it up right, because I think he hung himself. So, whatever. Let me tell you, I have never been so scared in my life. This has never happened to me. Apparently, it used to happen to my aunt, but it's never happened to me. Like, I've never had sleep paralysis ever in my life. And I stayed home from like work or school or something, and I went to my mom, like, it like turned into my mom's room after my brother moved out, like, because she stays up too and watches movies, so she goes into that room and like just watches stuff so she doesn't bother my dad. And like I decided to take a nap there because I'm like, oh, my bed's too small, I want to sleep on the big bed. And like I went there and I fell asleep. It was fine. It was a lot colder in there too. I should mention that. It was really cold, but it's always been cold, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I like fell asleep normally as ever. And all of a sudden I wake up. I wake up because I feel something like pushing down on me. And it was so scary because I was like, what? And I tried, the only thing I can move because I'm completely paralyzed, I literally like internally scream like, oh my god, what the hell's happening? And I like try to twitch my arm, and I feel it twitching and twitching and twitching and twitching. Just this arm, and that's the only thing, you know, all around me. That's the only thing I can move, and all around me, I hear like whispering, and then there's these dresses hanging on the closet, and there's like plastic over them, and they're just blowing like ever like so like hauntingly, like they weren't before when I went to sleep. They were just kind of like rustling there, and all of a sudden they were like really flowing, and I was like, oh, shnikes, what is happening? Like, I'm laying there like, oh my god, what is going on? And I try to break out of it, and I like slowly I can kind of lift my arm up like ever so slightly, like little by little I go up and up until I kind of like yank myself out of it. I just start up and look around, and the whispering stops, everything stops, and I'm like, no, I was out quicker than a bat out of hell. I was not staying for any after show, any encores. Hell no. I was done. I went back to my shitty little bed and I went to sleep. Because I was not about that ghost life. Like, what? I understand my brother. Like, my brother is not the nicest person in the world. But me? Like, what the the fudge did I do? And like, I asked my mom, like, I was legit kind of like curious. I was like, have you seen anything? You know, at first I was like, hey, like, seen anything like there? And she was like, kind of. And I almost shat myself. I was like, what? You like, kind of like, how do you brush that off? I would have, like, I immediately went to her, like, have you seen some night, you know? So, I don't know if, like, before or after we blessed the house. I don't remember when we blessed the house, but we blessed the house, or my mom blessed the house. I wasn't there for it, because I didn't need to be, because I was like, okay. But, yeah, like, what the fudge? That's not cool. And, like, I have a bunch of other stories, because when my grandmother lived with us, and my grandpa, Ish was weird. So, that is my story about my brother / mom's movie room freaking incident. Like, what the heck? So, almost forgot I was doing a video for YouTube. I was just like, I like hearing myself talk. No, stay tuned for more, like, shenanigans. I was just, I don't know if you can see this bright light. This is not, like, you know, walk into the light, Mags. No, like, that is my computer screen because I was just about to finish my blog post on Tumblr. You know, because I do that. And I also was going to do some spoopy stuff for Instagram, just a quick video too, because the day kind of got lost from you guys. But anyways, check out my Tumblr / Instagram. It's the Almost Daily Marshmallow. Wow, I almost forgot my own. Whatever. And please subscribe, like the video, give me some feedback. Let me know how I did, guys.